My name is Larry Calhoun. I'm president of Southeastern Tech, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here today for these celebrations, plural. This is a great day for Southeastern Technical College, for our students, and for our community. I'd first like to recognize some of our guests, and then Gail Ware is going to recognize some more. And I'm sure we're going to miss somebody, so if we do, we apologize for that, but we're just happy y'all are all here. First, we've got Dr. Bob Bomer and some of his folks from East Georgia. We appreciate him coming out. He's got a big event coming up in just a little bit, so if he ducks out early, and his folks will know where they're going. I didn't see Dr. Kevin Gedes, the Emmanuel County School Superintendent. Mr. Tommy David is our state representative on our Technical College System of Georgia Board of Directors, and him and Mary Flanders keep us in the limelight. Also, I'd like to welcome Nancy Bobbitt from Senator Johnny Isaacson office. Ronnie Williams, the CEO of Chris R. Sheridan, whose folks actually did the work on this building. Christy Kovac was our project manager, and any of their folks that are here, we're certainly happy that you all are here. Our project architect was Doug Strong. Doug's on another job, couldn't make it today, but Eric Johnson is here from Hussey, Gay, and Bell Architects, and they did a great job. I was telling him Doug is the most user-friendly architect I've ever met. So if you need a good architect, Doug's your man. I haven't seen the GSFIC folks, but we had a great team from GSFIC, Bobby Cromer, Mark Meeks, and Jeff Blaine. From the Technical College System of Georgia, Executive Director of Facilities Management is Sarah Honeywell, and she came a long way to be with us today, so we're happy Sarah was able to get here. She has no small task keeping over 10 million square feet of buildings up and running and making sure our new construction is on schedule. She does a great job with that. I'm going to group some folks together in the interest of time. With members of our STC Board of Directors, raise your hand. We just had a board meeting, so we got a lot of them here. We have representatives from all 8 counties in our service delivery area, and they do a great job. We also have members of our STC Foundation Board, our trustees. Would you all raise your hand? And then I'm also going to look at Swainsboro and Emmanuel County city and county official managers. I saw Al Lawson, Guy Singletary from the county, any city council, county commissioners. We're happy you all are here. Current and former STC students and employees. I see a bunch of you all here. And then other community supporters of STC. Hopefully we'll get everybody else. You're obviously a supporter, you wouldn't be here. Before I introduce our speakers, I would like to publicly thank a few folks. The first one is Dean Sumner right here in the yellow shirt. He consistently goes above and beyond the call of duty and has been especially helpful on this project. I'd also like to give a shout out, even though she's not here, to our STC President Emeritus, Dr. Kathy Mitchell, for her vision and leadership through some very challenging times. So I'm just fortunate to be in the seat when some of the things that she had laid out are coming to fruition. And then finally, Sarah Gross. Where are you, Sarah? Sarah Gross is our STC Director of Facilities, and she produces amazing results for all of STC each and every day. And now moving on to the folks up front, have Ms. Gail Ware as our STC Vice President for Institutional Effectiveness and our Swainsboro Campus Leader. Ms. Jill Stuckey, the U.S. Department of Agriculture State Director for the state of Georgia. Mayor Charles Schwabe. You know, the city and county is great partners with us, and this community cares deeply about education. Look at Southeastern Tech, look at East Georgia State College, take a drive down Tiger Trail and look at the quality of the K-12 system, and they put their money where their mouth is. When something needs to be done, they step up to the plate and come up with financing to make it happen. We're blessed to have a great legislative delegation. And you're going to hear a little bit from a couple of these folks here in a minute, but Butch Parrish does a great job. I'm proud to call him a friend and a neighbor. Senator Jack Hill, if you had to point to one person in the state that got us through the Great Recession in good shape on solid financial footing and maintained all the great things that the state of Georgia does, you'd have to point to Jack. I need to just take a second and tell you a story back in 08, 9, 10, 11, when things were not going good. Jack would come around to the civic clubs, and he had a chart. I'm glad to see he does not have a chart with him today. It's on a big poster board, and the line kept going and he showed the trend in the line, and everybody kept hoping things were going to get better soon. And then one day he came to a meeting and he had an attachment on his form. He had his chart. He had another piece of paper, and the line went off his original chart and on down onto the second piece of paper. But he managed to bring us through that, and that was quite an accomplishment. We also have with us Travis Johnson, who's our Assistant Commissioner for the Technical College System of Georgia for External Affairs, and he works with the folks in Atlanta to make sure they're aware of what our needs are, and Travis does a great job. He's representing Commissioner Corbin today. You know, this event started out to be a rededication of this venerable 50-plus-year-old building, and for those of you who hadn't seen it, that's what it looked like 50 years ago. And the front of that building in the picture is actually this wall that's behind us here. This building has been home to the training and education of over 100,000 students through those years. There's a brief summary of the facility in your program, but if you're interested in knowing more of this building's storied past, I'll refer to you some of our current and retired employees and former students here today. I don't know where Don Braswell wound up sitting, but he started out, he was in the first class as a student, and Don retired a couple of years ago. So Don probably still knows more about where things are buried. I mean, where the power lines, where the power lines and the water lines and everything are. So if you get a chance to, you have a question, Don would be your man there.
Shirley, she's back there.
That's right, Miss Shirley too. We're also very fortunate and excited to have this modern state-of-the-art asset on our Swainsboro campus, and are confident it will serve the needs of our students well for the next half century as it has done for the past half century. We'll get a little more into some of that a little bit later. I don't know if any of the other legislators are here, but our 8-county service delivery area, our representatives, in addition to Representative Parrish, are Greg Morris, Bill Werkheiser, and Matt Hatchett. And our senators, in addition to Senator Hill, Jesse Stone, and Tommy Williams, and Tommy's retiring this year, so he's been a great supporter. Before we get into any more about the building and what have you, we have some great late-breaking news that we just couldn't wait to share with you. And at this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Gail Ware to come up and tell you about it. Gail?
We are delighted to have you with us here today. Not only are we celebrating the opening of this beautifully renovated facility, we're also celebrating our renewed commitment to training a more highly skilled workforce. We celebrate growing our own skilled workforce, and we celebrate business and industry partnerships and collaborations that were a long time in the making but are now a reality. The supply of manufacturing workers in Georgia is not keeping up with the demand for workers. STC proposes that through unique alliances with business and industry in our area, we will supply the skilled manufacturing workers not only with basic manufacturing skills, but with the ability to think critically and creatively. Working together, we will strengthen our local human capital through quality education and training, and we will address the immediate demand for manufacturing workers. Including business and industry in our planning and development discussions helps us to ensure the exact skills needed are incorporated in our training. STC and some of our area manufacturers anticipate the introduction of a computer numerical controller, or CNC program, right here at STC Swainsboro Campus to be a vital component of rejuvenating the economy. CNC machines essentially sculpt or cut pieces of material, everything from metal to plastic to fabrics. In January of 2014, Governor Nathan Deal announced the High Demand Career Initiative as a long-term commitment to maintaining Georgia's status as a leader in the global marketplace, in turn creating new jobs and investment growth. The top 11 high-demand careers include CNC, welders, and machinists, with a national focus on science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, being linked to the prosperity of our country. CNC fills the STEM heart plus every aspect of the STEM focus. Leaders view STEM achievement as a critical component of success in college, in career, and in life. Therefore, STC must prepare students with the STEM building blocks that are needed to succeed. This new program is essential to the prosperity of our area. First, we hope to really interest high school students with CNC opportunities through Move On When Ready so that they stay in school, graduate, thereby raising high school graduation rates. Second, increasing employment at local manufacturers will boost our economy, lower our poverty and unemployment rates. Third, our local manufacturers will experience a larger pool of qualified applicants from which to choose employees. This will expand the area workforce and entice other manufacturers to move into our area. This project is a win-win for STC, for our high school students, for our manufacturers, and for the counties we serve, and for our local economy. As a state-funded institution already operating on a very strapped college budget, this important initiative of building a better skilled manufacturing workforce would not be possible without some very important business and industry relationships and some very important grant opportunities. Thank you to the Nordson Foundation for their generous $100,000 3-year grant to support CNC training. That's $50,000 for the first year and $25,000 for the second and third year. Thank you to AJ Rufo, who is the plant manager of the Nordson facility here in Swainsboro. AJ could not be with us today, but his crew of CNC experts, Mr. Shane Scarber, James Wilson, I thank you for all your support and input, and Scott Rosenow, who is the Global Trade Compliance, he's in charge of that. So if you've never checked out the Nordson website, please check it out. When I say global, I'm talking really, really big. Thank you so much, Nordson, for everything you've done. Are there any other representatives from Nordson that I missed? No. Okay. I would also like to thank some of our local CNC machine tool shops, and I'm not sure if any of them are here, but I'm going to call out them because I was expecting them today. Mr. Alex Mosley, Twin City Precision Metals. Is he here, Chris? Here he is back here. Thank you so much. Mr. Charles Rachels from Rachels Machine and Fabrication. Mr. Rachels, are you here? Okay, is Mr. Charlie Hall from Iron Axe? Mr. Charlie? These have given us a lot of input, and I certainly don't want to leave them out. We really appreciate everything you've done for us. Also investing in and believing in the return of manufacturing right here in Emanuel County is the Swainsboro-Emanuel County Joint Development Authority. Thank you so much to all your board members for believing in and supporting this very important initiative with your award of $50,000. I know Ken Warnock, CEO, is here. Will Donaldson, Chair. Mr. Jack Barriford, President. Thank you so much. Are there any other board members? Charles. Oh, Charles. Mayor Swabby, thank you so much. The Development Authority was also gracious and visionary in seeing the need for STC to utilize the parcel of land out on Highway 80 at the old overpass. And we refer to that parcel as the concrete pad for our commercial truck driving range. We thank you because that pad is proven to hold up to the weight, and it is actually large enough for STC to develop as a test site for commercial truck driving licensure, making and keeping even more dollars right here in our area. Our students and students from surrounding areas will no longer have to travel almost 100 miles for them to test. So thank you. I'd like to thank the Mill Creek Foundation for your support and the numerous grants over the years for STC projects. The most recent $5,000 grant being utilized to help pay for a safety and security cart, which you've seen out front, which will allow our security staff members to respond more quickly. They'll no longer have to hunt down and borrow a maintenance golf cart for them to be able to react. So thank you so much. Is Denny Key here? Executive Director, Mill Creek Foundation. Elizabeth Gilmer, thank you so much. Do we have any other Mill Creek Foundation board members? Please, Elizabeth, help us thank Mr. John Morgan for his legacy of continued support of his beloved Emanuel County. Thank you. To the STC Foundation, thank you so much for your scholarships that really do make the difference for some of our students to be able to complete their programs. So thank you. Is Mr. Schott here with us today? Charla Nail. Other board members that are here from the foundation. Peyton. Who else?
Pam Dwight.
Pam, Miss Pam, thank you.
Trace there and Sandra Kate Ellen. Linda Morgan.
Linda Morgan.
May Jones, Linda English, and May Jones.
Good. Thank you all so very much. It makes a difference. I must take this opportunity to thank several other area business and industries for their renewed support of our training, both our credit and non-credit training programs here at STC. Advanced Metal Components, Doug Brown, President. East Georgia Healthcare, Jenny Denmark, CEO. Kreider Foods, Mr. Billy Kreider. Inter4, Steve Metz. Hot Set, Mr. Dave Saslicka. And Emmanuel County, Guy Singletary. Thank you very much. At this time, I thank you, Catherine L. Ross. Where are you, Catherine? There you are. Catherine is the USDA Area Director. I thank you for your guidance and your patience, with me especially, as we embarked on our pursuit of USDA grant opportunities. Opportunities that help benefit communities by building a local workforce and our own economy. I thank you. Now it is indeed my honor to introduce to you the Georgia Director of the United States Department of Agriculture, Mrs. Jill P. Stuckey. Ms. Stuckey, this may have been our first pursuit of a grant with USDA, but trust me, it will not be our last. We are very grateful for you to be here with us.
Thank you very much. My goal is to get Georgia's unfair share of Washington dollars. So we're going to be looking for more and more grants out of you. And she recognized Kathy. Kathy, raise your hand again. I want you to wear her phone out. We have a lot of opportunities in this area, and keep calling her. Please go to our website. Just Google USDA Georgia Rural Development and find out we have housing loans, we have business and industry loans, so please use us. That's what we're here for. You know, it's an honor today being sitting next to Senator Hill and Representative Parrish. You know, I knew them when they had dark hair. So it's an honor to be here with them. Anytime I can be in the same room with those gentlemen that do such great work, I'm always glad to do it. We were able to get $18,300 to help out in this endeavor. You know, we're all about creating jobs in the rural areas. So please, again, look up USDA Rural Development, and if there's any way we can help you, we'd be more than happy to. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Charles Swainsboro, Mayor of Swainsboro. And Director, I want to tell you, if you can get more work out of Kathy, I don't know who could, because she works her fingers to the bone. Yes, we appreciate so much the things she's done for this community. I was telling my wife last night about the rededication, and she said a funny thing. She looked at me and she said, wouldn't it be great if we could renovate and update everything when it gets to be a certain age? And she looked at me. I didn't know quite how to take her. But it is good to celebrate these events. We need to celebrate our buildings. They kind of tell us, and Eric, you know this, and by the way, great job. They tell us where we started and they tell us where we're headed sometimes. And so I just want to briefly say thank you for this facility. For 50 years, this community has been proud of this place. And I just want to reiterate what everybody else is going to say today. I know how much this community has benefited from and appreciates this place. So 50 years is good, another 50 is better. Thank you to all the people, past, present, and future, who have worked so hard to achieve so much and make so much progress, and it all started in this building. So thank you very much. Congratulations. Good morning. It's good to be with you today. And as Charlie mentioned a little earlier, I remember when the old building was new. So it's been here for a while. But the good news is I purposely didn't come down here while the construction was going on or when they sort of had a tour or something. I wanted to wait until it was done. And believe you me, I didn't recognize where I was. I thought I was in a totally new facility. And it's just great to be here today and to dedicate this and see what the work that's being done and this sort of thing. You know, the thing that really jumps out at me about our technical schools like we have this, it's an opportunity to provide opportunities for our local folks who want to be trained so they can get a job and they don't have to travel to do that very far. And it's a great opportunity. You come, you learn a trade, you learn a job, and you can go out and get a job and make a good living. And one of the things that I think this school and others like this will play an important part is in the health in rural Georgia. I think that we're going to grow a lot of the healthcare providers that provide health in rural Georgia. You know, it's difficult to get somebody who lives in Buckhead and they want to come down to Emmanuel County and set up shop or something. That's kind of hard to do. But if you get somebody that grew up in the area, chances are they'll want to come back and be here. And I think this facility, this building, as well as the others that are here, are going to provide that. And I think, Tommy, when you look around, you can report back to the board and to the commissioner, you can see the excitement and the involvement of the local community. And Eric, how proud we are of what y'all done for us by putting this building together and making it look like it does. And then you look back and you see Dr. Bob Bowman at East Georgia State College and the cooperation that goes between the Technical College and East Georgia College working together with the Development Authority and all these others. It's a real opportunity for folks in our area to get a good job, to be able to go to work and live in this area and improve the quality of life. I'm just glad to be here today, and thank you all for being here, and thank you for what you do for our community.
Well, good morning. This is a great day to be here in Swainsboro, and it's a great day to have a rebirth of a building that will be very instrumental as we move forward. You know, there's a symbol, I think, in the fact that we're rededicating a building that was used prior for one purpose, and we're going to rededicate it to other purposes for the future. It kind of demonstrates the rededication we're having in our state towards job creation and some of the things that are going on, like the governor's initiative on high demand occupations, where we are providing full-time scholarships for those jobs that we perceive to be in high demand and trying to encourage students to go into those. That's a rebirth of our whole dedication towards meeting the job demands that we have in our marketplace today. And it's paying off. The National Bureau of Labor Statistics came out with a ranking here a couple of weeks ago that showed Georgia was the 6th highest state in the country for job creation. And this is in direct relationship to what we have done, I believe, in both reforming our technical colleges to focus on jobs that are really in demand today, creating some new partnerships with the Board of Regents as well. You've got one of those right here in Swainsboro with the partnership in nursing between East Georgia College and Swainsboro. And then the rededication of trying to ensure that students in high school have the ability and have a way to move forward, as in moving on, that we're having opportunity for students to enroll in technical colleges and colleges to even achieve a certificate before they graduate from high school, to prepare them to take a job, to get a job, or to advance their education. These are all parts of, I think, Georgia's rededication to providing a job for everyone and seeing that everyone succeeds. It's paying off for our state. I want to say a word of a salute to Governor Deal for his leadership and all of this. He works constantly to help create jobs. Commissioner Corbin for your department is so aggressive in trying to be sure that our schools, all of our opportunities for retraining and training employees, that we're right on board with doing that for both new and expanded industry. So it's a great day to be here with you today, and we look forward to many wonderful things coming from this project. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning. I am thrilled and elated to be part of such a distinguished panel and group of individuals this morning. My name is Travis Johnson. I'm the Assistant Commissioner at the Technical College System of Georgia for External Affairs and Facilities at our system office in Atlanta. And today, I know, is a much anticipated day and a very exciting day for everyone in the room. And today is a day that we get to see firsthand the product of several years worth of forethought and planning, hard work, the partnerships that went into this project, and the execution that went into the project to make it such a success as we're seeing today. I just want to say a handful of thank yous to the folks that made this possible, the design and construction team, Hussey Gay Bell and Sheridan Construction, and all their hard work to make this project such a success. Southeastern Technical College staff under the leadership of President Larry Calhoun, Sarah Gross over facilities here at Southeastern, and Gail Weir, who makes things run at Southeastern Technical College. Thank you for what you do. Our state partners, I don't know that I saw anyone from GSFIC, but their construction division at GSFIC does great work, and I know this particular project, especially with Bobby Cromer and Jeff Leem, who I think are with us today. Would like to acknowledge real quickly TCSG facility staff. David Smith was the project manager on this project, who has since retired, but Sarah Honeywell, who I work very closely with at the system office, does a great job helping and working with our state partners during construction. So thank you to Sarah. And would like to also thank TCSG, our state board, who volunteer a lot of their time and give us great guidance and wisdom, and Tommy David, who's with us today. I appreciate you being here, of course. And then our local elected officials, city and county. I know we heard from the mayor a minute ago, but the county officials as well, and the partnership that they bring to the table with this project and other projects in their community. But a quick thank you, a group that's close to my heart and what I do, and that's our state government support that we have in the room today. Chairman Jack Hill and Chairman Butch Parrish, it's really is the support that they provide from the state level. The combination of the General Assembly and the Governor's Office, the two combined make a very powerful force to make what we do possible in technical education across the state. So I have the pleasure of working closely with them, particularly during the legislative session. And if you could hear how they champion technical education and workforce development, it would truly blow you away. They are true supporters, and we're very, very gracious and appreciative. They're the ones that provide the critical funding on an annual but a daily basis to fund faculty, staff, instruction, and foster workforce development in communities across the state. But they also provide the funding for the buildings, which facilitate all those things that we're standing in today. So a big thank you to what you do. We can't thank you enough, and we can't do what we do without your support. So with that, and on behalf of Commissioner Gretchen Corbin, I'm thrilled to see the first-class educational opportunities and workforce development opportunities that take place as a direct result of the investment that was made in this project. So thank you. I'm thrilled to be here, and thank you for letting me be a part of this today.
Thank you to all of our speakers for those kind words. This is a great example of how collaboration between business, industry, education, and government at the federal, state, and local level supports economic development and creates increased potential for our region. And while today's events are certainly cause for celebration, we all know that a lot of continued cooperation and diligence lie ahead. We need to ensure that together we realize this potential. STC is very proud of its relationships with each of you, and we look forward to other such efforts in the future. I would ask you to stay in place for one quick, we're going to bring the plaque up and unveil it, and I'd like to ask the folks up here to come up. We'll do it right over here. And then afterwards, please join us for refreshments and a building tour. Thank you all for attending today.
Barry, come tighten the leg. Collapse it. We don't want to drop our brass plaque. I'm gonna hold it easy. Y'all come. Y'all come on up. Legs. Yeah. Okay. 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna take the easel and let you hold it.
Okay, because the easel is collapsed. Thank you all again.